This has gotten so out of hand. This should be tons of fun.
Welcome back, everyone. Marvel dropped a brand new Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer. There's a bunch of new footage, bunch of characters returning as we see, so we'll break it all down. Also have news about the rest of the Netflix Defenders, and it is good news. They are bringing everybody back for their next arc after this Mayor Kingpin arc towards the end of Season 2. Now everybody's asking, when are the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters coming back too? What about all those people? The current plan right now is for everybody to be back at the beginning of Season 3. So they're wrapping up their current Season 1, Season 2 arc right now. In Season 3 will be like a completely different story, which is why they need all the Netflix Defenders back. But there is a whole lot going on during this new footage. We have a new hallway fight scene. Everybody wondering what the hallway fight scene is going to be this season. We see a bunch more Jessica Jones and Matt Murdock scenes with them talking it out about what their plan is this season and why he needs help. And another big deep cut for the Punisher because they're sitting inside the Punisher's secret lair when they're talking to each other. I know there's going to be a ton of questions about what's happening with Punisher during the events of Season 2 because he's mostly supposed to be busy with what's happening in Spider-Man Brand New Day in the Punisher special presentation, which is based on the Nucci family, sort of like Mon Nucci is going to be the main villain of that Punisher special presentation. And at least as far as people have said, the Punisher is not supposed to actually show up during Season 2 because he's so busy with those other things, and the other characters like Daredevil is not supposed to show up during the Punisher special presentation. Don't know about Spider-Man Brand New Day, though. We will see if there's other crossover characters, because it would be weird to have so much Netflix Marvel TV energy with like Daredevil running around the city, and then for him to not show up inside Spider-Man Brand New Day right after seeing him in Spider-Man No Way Home. There are already so many characters in that new Spider-Man movie, we will see. There are also a bunch of other characters that you probably spotted during this too, including the new version of White Tiger. Just starting at the beginning of the footage and working our way through shot by shot, talking about Easter eggs and WTF moments. So he starts with the shot. I love the way they framed this too. The room itself, like the lighting behind him, is red, but the suit is black. So they want to show the contrast. But the thing is you actually get a better look at the black suit with the double D's on it, is that it's still the same red suit that's just been modified to be black. It's basically the exact same suit that he wore during Season 1. He just removed the red and turned it black for stealth reasons because Daredevil is like the most wanted man in the city when the season picks up.
This should be tons of fun.
Kingpin also knows that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, so he's double wanted, which is why he needs to hide out so much. Also makes you wonder about the scene of him with Karen Page getting ready to talk to Kingpin and Buck Cashman, like broad daylight in the middle of the building. Not totally clear when that scene is happening, if it's at the very beginning of the season or it's deeper in the season, because Kingpin obviously would know exactly what he's trying to do as Daredevil. Like, this is a scene here where there are no secrets between any of these people in this frame. Karen Page also has her own special history with Kingpin going back to the original Netflix series. He is definitely not a fan of Karen Page. We get a little voiceover from Jessica Jones saying that things in the city have gotten out of hand since the beginning of Season 1. They show you a wide crowd shot of City Hall with the Anti-Vigilante Task Force, which has since been upgraded, like way better gear. They still have the Punisher logos, designs on their vests, but they're black, so you can't quite see them quite as much. It's a little bit more subtle. But everyone is still running around the city using the Punisher's logo. It seems like things have started to devolve in the city with a lot of people's personal freedoms being infringed on. Like, it's basically a police state in New York City, which is why everybody's rioting in front of City Hall here. When you see them inside Punisher's lair from Season 1, my assumption is they just go there to hide out because Matt Murdock, Daredevil, wanted man, and Kingpin doesn't know about Punisher's secret base. There's that tongue-in-cheek dialogue where she asks if he can stop Kingpin, and he says not alone, which is the reference to putting together another team like Marvel Netflix Defenders. We get a quick scene of Kingpin. Now he's wearing white again. He was wearing white at the end of Season 2 again, like classic Kingpin white. I love the way that they framed this too with the black underneath. It's meant to be a metaphor for his character. Not totally clear what he's doing here walking through the prison. I'm assuming there's just like a bunch of people that he has had locked up that he does not like inside prison here. Can't really tell whose apartment this is where he's taking someone down. Maybe somebody associated with the Anti-Vigilante Task Force or like just associated with Fisk that he's trying to get rid of. We get another quick scene of Karen Page with a gun. Watch out, Karen Page has a gun, one of the most deadly characters in the Marvel Netflix series. And you notice that it's Angela who's back from Season 1 that she's protecting. I believe Angela will also take her uncle's mantle of White Tiger because they gave her his amulet at the end of Season 1, which gave him his powers last season. So it makes sense that she'd be able to get the same powers from the amulet.
Come on. You're a lawyer. You ain't dumb.
But at least at this point, she is like a tiny little baby, so I'm not expecting her to like run around in a white tiger costume or anything like that. I think when she gets a little bit older, like older teenager, then she'll start acting as White Tiger as a vigilante around the city. This is also meant to be an Easter egg for the progression of White Tigers in the comics where the mantle gets passed down. Hector from Season 1 was meant to be the original White Tiger in the comics. We get another scene of Jack Duquesne's swordsman back from Season 1. Remember, he had been locked up by Kingpin in those cells. I'm assuming this interrogation has something to do with that, and he's able to escape, and he also just helps out with Season 2 stuff. Mostly they've used the character for comedy. I don't know how much of him we're going to see in Season 2. We get a bunch more scenes of Jessica Jones using her powers on the anti-vigilante task force in this warehouse. I'm assuming all this gear might have something to do with Kingpin's supplies at the docks, because the docks seem like a really big location to him that he was using to launder his billions and billions of dollars that he told Vanessa about during Season 1. So it just seems like there's a lot going on at the docks. There's a lot of big explosions too, so it seems like Daredevil also just wants to blow it to hell. Notice when he says we're going to take this city back, he still has the full red armor on, like he hasn't changed his suit to black yet, so I'm assuming it's a little bit earlier in the season. Then we get a totally different scene of him inside that underground prison with all those cells. Notice that most of them are empty as he's taking out all the guards here. Maybe he just comes to free everyone, or he's learning about it here and he's coming to save people. There are like still people stuck in here maybe. We get another scene of Dex, Bullseye, inside a kitchen. What is he cooking? What is he cooking? Probably one of the most dangerous places for him to actually be. My early theory is this might be the same diner in the other trailer where we saw him go to get the milkshake, where he seemed really pleased with himself. Maybe this just happens like for some reason he's here taking out a whole bunch of goons. There was a bunch of footage of him fighting side to side with someone else with Daredevil, so it seems like it's going to be the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of situation, which is extra meaningful because he still blames him for killing Foggy, and he straight up threw him off a building and tried to kill Bullseye at the beginning of Season 1. So part of the idea is that they both hate each other for things that have happened recently in the past. We'll see what they do with this Foggy Nelson arc, because there were some flashback scenes, some new scenes with Eldon Henson as Foggy, but they were meant to be flashbacks. But we will see if they reveal what's going on with him or if they save that for Season 3. And you remember the whole plan to kill Foggy off in the first place was the original showrunner team when they tried to do Daredevil Born Again before Kevin Feige decided that it was crap, rebooted the reboot again with the Netflix people bringing them back and making the new version. They fully made Season 2, and a big part of it was bringing a lot of the characters that the Season 1 people tried to get rid of. Like Karen Page is a much bigger character during Season 2. Jessica Jones, much bigger character. All the other Netflix Defenders characters coming back. So if the Netflix people came back to make the show more like it used to be during the Netflix era, wouldn't you then expect them to bring Foggy back eventually too? Just something to keep in the back of your mind across Season 2. Remember, not really expecting Foggy stuff, like real big Foggy stuff, if there is going to be some, until Season 3. We get a couple more boxing scenes of Kingpin with this other person here just absolutely wrecking him. There are a lot of scenes like this in the comics. I think that's what this is meant to be a reference to. And there are some scenes that they filmed at Fogwell's gym. So I am hoping to get some actual boxing scenes between Kingpin and Matt Murdock in Fogwell's gym at some point. That would be great. We get a couple more scenes of that new hallway fight scene that he gets. And I do believe this is meant to be like the big hallway fight scene during this season. And generally, with Jessica Jones coming back, we will see how they reference Luke Cage and Iron Fist, because those are like the next two that are coming back for their Season 3 arc after they wrap up the Mayor Kingpin arc. They haven't said what's going to happen to Kingpin after Season 2, though. Is he still going to be mayor, or will he be deposed, because his term will not be up yet? Apropos, in the comics, when they did the Mayor Kingpin arc, it was Luke Cage who ran against him for his next term. I'm not expecting the TV series to adapt that part of the arc, though. Like, I don't think that Luke Cage is going to come out of the woodwork and then run for mayor of New York City. But all the Luke Cage Iron Fist Heroes for Hire return stuff is meant to be for Season 3 for a completely new arc. So post all your theories. A little while ago, the president of Marvel TV also said that he wanted Elektra to come back for Season 3, so post all your theories about that too. There's also been a lot of talk about doing a Jessica Jones Born Again type of series, like after Season 2 and after Season 3, she will go on to like more TV stuff in the Marvel Universe in general. We'll see what they do after that too. They could do like a Heroes for Hire TV series at some point too. Really, like the future of Marvel TV rests with a lot of what they're doing in the Daredevil world right now on this show. Basically, the idea is that after Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, when Marvel Phase 7 starts, like this new reboot era of Marvel, Marvel TV will look a little bit more like it used to before Kevin Feige took it over and tried to absorb it into Marvel Studios proper, with like all the movie people running it. How do we make Marvel TV good again? We make it like they used to make it before we actually took it over, which is kind of funny. Ooh, the irony. Now we gotta see which of these TV characters they'll let show up during Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. I don't think that any of them are really showing up during Avengers Doomsday. Secret Wars would be like the real place to have variants show up from the multiverse, like real crazy cameo scenes. One of the reasons why all the Defenders aren't back during Season 2 is also to avoid the cameo slop problem, where like a lot of people just do not get the time that they deserve or that they need to develop their characters, which is why they're waiting to Season 3 for some of them to come back. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below and let me know which other characters you want to see come back. I know like the big thing right now is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters. We will see. Some of them are supposed to come back over the next couple of years, but they haven't said exactly how that's going to work. There's going to be a bunch of big stuff coming up. Daredevil episodes will start later this month. Before that, next week we actually have Invincible Season 4 episodes. I will be doing week-to-week videos for everything, and we're going to get The Boys Season 5 episodes around the same time we're getting Daredevil, just like a little bit after. So we will have Invincible, Daredevil, and The Boys episodes all at the same time. We will be eating good the next couple of months, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of those episodes. Everybody click here for my brand new Boys Season 5 trailer video, and click here for my brand new Invincible Season 4 trailer video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.